Hey everybody, this is Tyler Nicely, and this is the Week 4 discussion video, and we're talking a little bit about the aesthetic of our apps and how the aesthetic has improved over the month, but also how improving the aesthetic has improved the app. And if you look here, I've got my um, emulator pulled up, and this is the app where it's at right now, and it's still fairly basic, just being honest. I think it does have some depth and it does implement some of the design principles very well. Um, I'm particularly fond of how, at least the image grid. So I'm pretty fond of how the image grid looks, the thumbnail grid looks. I think that this is a nice way to view movie posters. If my app was doing what I wanted it to do, then these movie posters would be actually coming from an API call to Rotten Tomato, but that was more work than what was really called for in the class. I want to go ahead and I can't help but compare it to, since I was in the class twice, the app that I created last month. And the only reason I want to compare the two is because I feel like I did a better job with the aesthetic in my last month's app, but it also was at the cost of having to create a lot more code. There's a lot more CSS, there's a lot more JavaScript. I was tweaking a lot of things with the UI classes for jQuery. And so overall, the app from last month moves a good bit slower than the app from this month. The app from this month, it's snappy and it works fairly well, but unfortunately it's compromised some of the prettiness. In both apps, as far as aesthetic improving the user experience, improving the app itself, I think it's easier to navigate around. You know exactly what it is that you're trying to accomplish. When you're going to go into a form and you see a form and you understand that very clearly anything with an asterisk is a required field. Similarly, from my last month's app, the book tracking app that I did, um, I feel like even though it's in a web interface, some of the nice aesthetic features that I added in were able to enhance the user experience. It felt more like a native app. It was more touchable. It was more interactive. Anyways, this is Tyler Nicely for week 4, and excited to see everybody in ASD.